This is just going to be a spontaneous lecture, okay? Because I don't take any notes and I don't write anything, you know. I'm not writing anything. I'm never going to be prepared for anything, like in that sense of being prepared for anything, because I'm sharing from my being to you. So there is no need for any preparation, okay? Because I'm sharing from within, and I wanted to connect through that heart-to-heart connection. That heart-to-heart connection is what I want to create. And this is a very sensitive subject I would like to discuss. The dimensional I want to be going today is kind of very sensitive. How to destroy your traumas, because they are very possible to be destroyed. You can't destroy them. It is not as people have been making it to be. Traumas, they are not that powerful. People have made them to look so powerful. Those that have appeared on the scene, who have claimed to be your gurus, or your teachers of every kind, have made trauma to appear very, very powerful. But you can destroy it, because it is torturing you. And because it is torturing you, because it is not in alignment with your bliss, with the inner peace inside of you, then it is an enemy of your being and it can be destroyed. Because in the first place, these traumas, these worries, these things that torment you from within are not original to your being. Because your original state is a state of clarity. Your original state of being is not just of clarity, but of peace and joy. And it is right inside of you. You can touch that spark inside of you and have that bliss. So your traumas are not original to you. You are not born with any traumas of any kind. There is no such thing. Your traumas were imposed on you. But there is no need to research about how it was imposed on you. There is no need to know how it was imposed on you. There is no need. This is what all these different therapies, all these different kind of gurus and all this, they try to give you the origin of your traumas and lecture you on your traumas. They're not important. There is no need to find out the roots and these conditionings that have imposed these traumas on you. There is no need. There is no need at all. But the only thing that needs to be done is to identify these traumas by what they look like in you. What really is tormenting you? What really from within your being cannot allow you to access that inner peace inside of you? Even for a moment, you can look deep, 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 and you can find that there is something obstructing the flow of your bliss. That everyday bliss, that ordinariness that flows with bliss, that flows with being calm and silent and joyful. There is something blocking it. Those worries, those great worries, and you don't know where they are coming from. They are linked to so many things. They are linked to so many worries. They are powerful. They've grown into great agents inside of you. Now you need to identify them and where they come from and their dimensions and how they are playing out in your being. Find out these things. Identify that which is tormenting your being. Identify that which is blocking you from accessing that inner peace. You don't need to know where it comes from. All you need to know is just what it is like inside of you. What it is like. Can you really see what it is like? With that eye of the mind that is not the physical eyes, can you really see that trauma tormenting you? Can you really feel it? Can you see it? Now, if you can see it, then you can identify it. And now it makes it easier for us to have the power to destroy it. Because we can't destroy it. It's very possible to destroy it. Now, once you've recognized this, once you've seen the face of this, now you need to go into a meditative state. You need to reach a point of meditativeness. by practicing daily silence and meditation. Meditate deeply, at least for 30 minutes. You don't need any techniques, you don't need any systems, you don't need any styles. All you have to do is sit quietly. Quietly identify these traumas and these great worries as they grow in your being and as they've taken roots. Identify them. Feel yourself outside of this. Once you've identified it, feel yourself out of it. And then you can realize something, that you and your traumas are not the same at all. You are not close. You are not friends. You are not related in any way. So it was imposed on you. You can separate from it. You can feel that separateness. You can feel that feeling of being separated from these traumas by simply meditating. By meditating, you can sit quietly and imagine it. Look at the face of these great worries inside of you that go on tormenting you, that go on keeping you in a state of depression, that go on keeping you in a state of no focus, nothing. You feel like you're miserable from within, but you can't know what this misery is about. But all you have to do is meditate on it. You don't need to run from it. Your therapist and your philosophers and all your advisors are telling you to run from those traumas. There is no need to run from those traumas at all. You have to face them boldly. Boldly. Attack them boldly. And this is how you do it. By sitting quietly and meditating. Imagining these traumas in their fullest and most powerful manifestation. In their most powerful appearance. Imagine this great manifestation. Now imagine yourself separating from it. Realize that true nature, that you are not in any way in communion with these traumas. You have no business with them because they are imposed on you. When you have imagined that you've been separated from them, then focus on that state. Tell yourself that I am a free person and these worries cannot control me. There is no need for me to allow these worries to control me. I am in charge of my being. And I am supposed to enjoy existence. I'm supposed to be as free as the birds. I'm supposed to be as free as everything in existence. That may not be human beings, but everything in existence appears to be very free. So, I am free. Once you make this confession from within that you are free, then the realization will come. You don't need to run. You don't need to find some kind of technique to hide yourself in. No, meditation is not a technique. You just have to face it. By using meditation, you are facing these traumas and going into a one-time, all-time battle with this trauma. You face it. You sit down and face it. Imagine this great appearance and divorce yourself from it. And you go on doing this every time you feel weak, every time you feel traumatized, every time you feel down, anytime you feel miserable. You can just imagine yourself separate from this. Because that traumatic state is a false state. It is not your real you. Your real you is supposed to be flowing in bliss, in joy. So, you can break free. Don't stay hooked. There is no need to stay hooked. Divorce yourself from it, because it is very possible. Tell yourself that it is possible, that you can divorce yourself from it. Because you should return back to that childlike state. As a child, as a baby, growing up, the whole state of your being as a baby was as pure bliss, innocence. There were no conditionings, no imposed doctrines and dogmas. You were just growing in tune with existence. You are supposed to return to that state, back to that state. Your mind is supposed to be as free as blissful, as joyful as that of a child. And the only way to do this is to behave like a child. And that is how to divorce yourself from that so-called traumatic experience. The child does not really start crying with himself. Once the child is done with feeling bad or crying, he's done with it. He's done with crying. He does not register himself with crying. He does not identify with crying and say, oh, I'm going to continue crying all the time. No. For a baby, for a child, the cry is always new. The crying is always new. It is not something that registers with his being. So, you should divorce from these traumas, because all along you've been registering with them. You've been feeling united with them. Then you identify yourself as depressed. You say you are depressed because you've identified with depression. You've seen it as something that is part of your being in a very immortal way. So therefore you need your drugs, you need all kinds of things to assist you. But you can reject that identity and break yourself free by simply coming to terms with that deep realization that this is not you, that your real state is supposed to be free from this. Your real state is supposed to be childlike, blissful, and joyful. Once you have spoken to your being in this manner, then you can have that exceptional power to be able to speak to bad moods when they come, and depressions and insecurities and all of these and traumas whenever they begin to arise in you in one way or the other, because they were all imposed, they were all created. Whenever they begin to come towards you, face you, fight you, you can speak to it through that state of deep realization. So it is very possible to come back to your blissful state. You have all the power. You have all the power to achieve this. You have all the power to come to this. The power is within you. Every technique might just serve as a way to just reach, like meditation. It's a very good doorway. It helps you. But the whole power is in you. The power to break free from these terrible, invisible enemies, these traumas. The power is inside of you. You only have to become more courageous and more bold. You don't have to run from them. Just keep facing them by realizing and picturing yourself divorcing from that false image of traumas. Then you can find yourself in your real self. It is all in you. The power is completely in you. It is in you.